one thing I wanted to touch on, and before we head out for the day and
Yeah.
do our things, but one thing that has been very viral on social media, and I know you will agree. So, if a seller's house is sitting forever and a buyer comes in and wants, let's say they want to drop the price by $20,000, that lower price is only going to benefit you just a little bit on your payment. But instead of asking the seller to drop the price from 500 to 480, why don't you ask for 20,000 in closing costs, some of that to be used for a 2-1 buy down or a
Hmm.
1-0 buy down, which means that your rate is 1% lower for the first year, then it goes to the regular rate. That would save the buyer so much more money per month. It would also benefit the community because you're not lowering the price to lower than what everybody else has been selling for.
Right. Right.
Everybody wins.
And that's all we try to create is a win-win situation for everyone.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of buyers that are just stuck on the purchase price instead of realizing, like to your point, like, hey, if I were to get more money in my pocket, aka closing costs, so that I don't have to come out of pocket so much, that's actually a much bigger win.
I mean, I ran the numbers, but the first year with that 20,000, you would save like $480 the first year, like 200 and something dollars the second year as a buyer. But the seller
Right.
got what he wanted. He
It's
got his 500
exactly
purchase price. He just paid 20,000 towards your closing costs and buy down. And
right.
now you're in a better situation. Yes, you paid 20,000 more, but at the rate of appreciation for what they forecast in Georgia and the
Right.
metro Atlanta area, you're going to make
You're
that
looking
money
at 10 to
back.
20% per year. Yeah. You're gonna make
So,
that back in a
oh,
couple of years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're better
It'll
off.
some buyers that, like you said, some buyers just they don't see that. And I think it goes just what you're doing right now, putting that information out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And explaining how that's a much bigger win-win, not just for you, but also the seller as well, where everyone is getting what they're asking for, but you actually win a little bit more in longevity because you're
Yes.
having a better rate, right?
Yep.
Which saves you money, not
And a
only at
lot
the
of,
closing table, but also over time.
yep. And a lot of people don't know that if you do a seller paid buy down, and let's say the rates do drop where we can refinance you, that money is sitting in an escrow account. If you do a one-time buy down at the table of
Right.
just buying down the permanent rate, that rate, the payment, the fee is gone. So if the rates improve and we refinance, you've lost the money that you paid to buy down that rate. But if you do a temporary buy down, that money is sitting in an escrow account. And so, depending on how you're going to refinance, if it's FHA or if it's conventional that you did, you're going to get that money back. So, it's
Right.
money in the buyer's pocket versus being wasted at the table in a permanent buy down. That's just, something to think about for buyers going into this buying season.